Sam Darnold has been playing very well for the Minnesota Vikings, and you got to give him a lot of credit. Everybody coming in this year, let's face it, when Sam Darnold was signed by the Minnesota Vikings on a one-year, $10 million deal, there were a lot of haters. A lot of haters. Basically, everybody's saying, oh, you replace Kirk Cousins with Sam Darnold, you're screwed. You're going to be lucky if you win 6 games next year. Oh, really? Hasn't been the case. In fact, Sam Darnold has led the Vikings to a 10-2 record, currently sitting at second place in the NFC North, and knocking on all the wood, they can finish out the season strong, make a strong push in the playoffs, and maybe make a run at this thing. Who knows? But at the end of the day, Sam Darnold deserves a lot of credit because with what the target that has been put on his back from the very beginning of his career, I would honestly say that he has probably been more harshly judged than guys like Patrick Mahomes, because obviously it's warranted. A former number 3 overall pick coming up out of USC. I mean, the talent was all there and everything, but with the Jets, he didn't have any help. In fact, one could argue that they potentially sabotaged him. Also, the Carolina Panthers weren't a whole lot better. And then finally went to a quality team in the 49ers, where he sat for a year, and now here we are. But I think there's a bigger question here for Minnesota Vikings fans. Again, you've got a guy here that has a career high in touchdown passes with 23, only 10 interceptions. And also, yes, I'm aware that the vast majority of those came in the last 2. And not over these last 3 games, by the way. He's definitely done a lot better. But those 5 of those interceptions came against the Colts and Jaguars combined. And so, but these last 3 games, he's been playing very well. 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and completing over 65% of his passes. And I think it really does come down to the fact that, obviously you drafted J.J. McCarthy to be the future of this franchise. I'm not debating that. However, could we see a world where Sam Darnold stays with the Vikings while we see what we have in J.J. McCarthy, who, again, I know is going to be the long-term answer at quarterback. I'm just saying. Sam Darnold, already with what he's done this year, he's making this a really, really difficult decision for the Vikings, who have a couple of different options. Could they bring him back and roll with this Sam Darnold next year? Could they tag and trade him? Could they let him walk in free agency and still get a comp pick? All these are viable options, but I think it would just be foolish to have a repeat of what we had with Case Keenum a couple of years ago on that Magic Carpet Ride season. And don't get me wrong, if we had rolled with Case Keenum instead of Kirk Cousins, I think we would have been lucky to win 8 games. I'm just going to be honest. But Sam Darnold is a more talented quarterback than a lot of people give him credit for. He throws a great deep ball. He scrambles and he makes plays for your otherwise leaky offensive line. And he can throw some absolute ropes. And we've seen over the last couple of weeks where when your team needed it most and you needed him to make a play, as a franchise quarterback, he made that for you. And so I think it would be foolish just to absolutely kick it down the road and say, Sam Darnold's not that guy. But at the same time, it could make some sense to bring him back in 2025 and at least just see what you have, especially if he makes a deep playoff run. If he takes the Vikings to the Super Bowl, I would be shocked if he's not back in 2025, at least on a short-term part of the year before J.J. McCarthy gets his feet under him and starts to ball out like we all know and hope that he will. But overall, Sam Darnold, it's going to be really interesting to watch throughout the rest of the season here. And should the Vikings roll with Darnold in 2025 overall? Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we'll see you on the next video.